I'll never forget the day I read a book. It was contagious, 70 pages. There were pictures here and there, so it wasn't hard to bear. The day I read a book.
Evening, start of the month, and let's hope that it's kicked off well for you. It's Alex Dickson here, it's Wednesday, and we're settling down for the next, 20-odd minutes with this week's Paperbacks Bookcase. Now, I've got a wee piece of information you might like just to hoist aboard. If ever you thought that the stern-faced policeman you know well, be he, on patrol down your area, or looks out the car at you as he drives by, or as you might just think he's out to get you for speeding, or going a wee bit too fast, if you ever think for a second that he hasn't got a sense of humour, let me just say you're wrong, because each and every one of those policemen tuck away the kind of things that, you wouldn't want to believe. And I say that because I've just read Harry Morris's new book. Now, Harry Morris wrote two very, very funny books about life as a policeman. 29 years of it, in fact, working for Clyde Polis. A lot of them astride a motorcycle. The first one was called Even the Lies Are True, and there was a follow-up to it called Even More Lies, and, the new one is Nothing Like the Truth. He writes, publishes and distributes the books himself, but I'm amazed that some wee publisher hasn't stepped in and said, hey, we'll take it over, because they are very, very funny indeed. We talked about the first two on the programme here, last year, of course, and he contacted all kinds of stores and bookshops all over the country, and has managed to get, the stock now in 43 Smith shops, W.H. Smith, all the Scottish branches of Ottakar's, Watterson's, Border Books, and a lot of other independent bookshops up and down the UK. As he says in his most recent note to me, he's also got one of the biggest telephone bills you could possibly imagine. And let me just tell you this. The books are now available in every UK library, and Amazon Books have agreed to take them on, and in fact they're now selling them. Now, what's all that got to do with this? Well, let me just say, I'm always delighted when I have a chance of sharing with you a book by a Scottish writer, somebody who's kind of beginning to make his or her way, and I can tell you, Harry Morris and his stories of what it's like to be a policeman down through these years is without doubt the kind of book that will bring a chuckle to anybody. It's the Glasgow patter and then some. I mean, he tells us, for example, that as a policeman he received a text from his oldest brother to his mobile telephone. It said, the police have found an unidentified body of a male floating in the River Clyde next to the Govan docks. He's described as having false teeth, a shaggy beard, balding with bags under both eyes, and suffering from excessive obesity. Please text me back immediately to confirm that you're all right. Well, with a brother along these lines, you don't need anything else, do you? He tells us, too, about some of the characters he's met. Like, for example, the gentleman who complained bitterly about the noise that was going on in his house, Harry Morris's house, a wee party they'd just moved. And this fella next door was grumbling like heck, saying it's about time everybody got to bed and got to sleep and put the lights off and shut the music down and so on. In other words, he was one of these party poopers, because it wasn't that late. Anyway, guess what happened? Harry saw a for sale sign outside somebody else's house, and he took it, plonked it into Mr. Party Pooper's garden, and, we won't tell you about what went wrong, or the fun everybody had or didn't have because of that. There's a lovely wee tale in here, too, about, I hope he's changed the names, but George Hislop, who was an ageing police inspector who was about to retire from the police force, and he told his colleagues on his shift that his retirement party would be coupled with a stag night, because he'd been 12 years as a widower. He decided to get married again. Everybody there offered his and her congratulations and said, who's the lucky woman? And he replied, Mary Brown. He said very loudly and very proudly. Well, folk kind of shuffled their feet and said, really? Because Mary Brown was a young probationer policewoman, and George Hislop was, let's describe him kindly, an ageing inspector. One of the policemen said, what about the age difference, George? To which George Hislop replied with a straight face while sipping away a gin and tonic, if she dies, she dies. It's packed with gags like that. I mean, Some of them I can hardly tell you or share with you on radio. In fact, I certainly couldn't. But I promise you, you'll get a good laugh because it really is Glasgow patois. It's Harry Morris's new one, Nothing, N-U-T-H-I-N apostrophe, Nothing Like the Truth. Stories of police life by Harry the Polis, a man who spent, like I said, 29 years serving the good uniformed constabularies of the west of Scotland, Glasgow and Strathclyde. Can I just tell you, it's a great read, and I'm delighted, Harry, that things are going so well for you. Keep up the good work. I look forward to the next one coming in, and I bet it won't be long.